resume. That is a picture of a person I don't know. What does he want from me? What should I try to be? So many faces all around, and here we go. I need this job. Oh God, I need this show.
Hello, and welcome to this year's Musical Theater Showcase. This semester, we celebrate the anniversary of two groundbreaking and beloved musicals, The Sound of Music and A Chorus Line.
40 years ago, A Chorus Line opened on Broadway to rave reviews and ran for 15 years. It won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama and 9 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, Best Book, and Best Score. Conceived by Michael Bennett, it focused on the lives of chorus dancers.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of the movie version of The Sound of Music, starring Julie Andrews as Maria and Christopher Plummer as Captain Van Trapp. The film won numerous Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and is preserved in the National Film Registry. This semester, in Dr. B's Music Theater Workshop, we learned singing, acting, ballet, tap.
Some of us were a little more successful than others. However, we all had a lot of fun as we celebrated some of the greatest works of the American theater. So, let's start at the very beginning.
A very good place to start.
Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi. The first 3 notes just happen to be Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti. All right, let me make it a little bit easier. Do, a deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself. Far, a long, long way to run. So, need a pulling thread. La, a note to follow. So, D, a drink with jam and bread. That will bring us back to do. Oh, 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 do. A deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself. Far, a long, long way to run. So I need a pulling thread. La, a note to follow. So, see, a drink with jam and bread. That will bring us back to do. A deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself. Far, a long, long way to run. So I need a pulling thread. La, a note to follow. So, tea, a drink with jam and bread. That will bring us back to do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, so, do.
A Chorus Line opens in the middle of an audition for an upcoming Broadway production. Zach, the director, tells the dancers he's looking for a strong dancing chorus of 4 boys and 4 girls. He wants to learn more about them and asks the dancers to introduce themselves.
The first dancer to volunteer is Mike, who is the youngest of 12 children. He recalls his first experience with dance, watching his sister's dance class when he was just a preschooler. One day she refused to go to class, so Mike took her place, and the rest is Broadway history.
I'm watching Cisco pitter-pat. Said I can do that. I can do that. Do every step right off the bat. Said I can do that. I can do that. One morning, Cisco go to dance class. I grabbed her shoes and tights and all, but my foot's too small, so I stuck her shoes with extra socks. Run 7 blocks in nothing flat. Hell, I can do that. I can do that. I got to class and had it made, and so I stayed the rest of my life. All thanks to Sis. Now I'm married and fat. I can do this. That I can do. I can do that.
The only thing Austrian about the next song, Edelweiss, is its title. The song was written and composed by 2 Americans, Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II. In the film version, Captain Von Trapp sings an emotional version of Edelweiss, which may have contributed to the false idea that it is the Austrian national anthem or folk tune.
Believe it or not, the song Edelweiss is virtually unknown in Austria, as is the classic film The Sound of Music. Edelweiss is actually a popular flower in Austria and is illegal to pick.
The musical partnership of Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein brought us Oklahoma, South Pacific, and The King and I. Sadly, The Sound of Music was their last musical. In 1960, shortly after the Broadway show opened, Hammerstein died of stomach cancer. The last song he wrote was Edelweiss.
Small
Director and choreographer Michael Bennett conceived a chorus line after interviewing dancers in an all-night marathon, plying them with food and cheap red wine. He was inspired by their stories and wanted to make a dance musical about dancers. The concept was original, a show with no real set, no costumes, no star, and no narrative. This was truly groundbreaking.
In a contract signed early in the development process, the dancers who were interviewed sold their stories to Michael Bennett for $1. When the show got picked up by Joseph Papp in the Public Theater, the original dancers had to audition to play themselves, and not all of them were cast.
In those interviews, the dancers told their life stories, some sad, some funny. The next two songs explore the exciting and awkward phase of puberty.
And what it's like to take an acting class with a very eccentric teacher.
Now you're on a bobsled, and it's snowing out, and it's cold. Okay, go. Every day for a week, and we try to feel the motion down the hill. Every day for a week, and we had to hear the wind rush, feel the chill. And I dug right down to the bottom of my soul to see what I had inside. Yes, I dug right down to the bottom of my soul, and I tried. And everybody's going, whoosh, whoosh. I feel the snow, I feel the cold, I feel the air. And Mr. Carp turns to me and he says, okay, Morales, what did you feel? And I said, nothing, I'm feeling nothing. And Carp says nothing, could get a girl transferred. They all felt something, but I felt nothing, except the feeling that this bullshit was absurd. But I said to myself, hey, it's only the first week, maybe it's genetic. They don't have bobsleds in San Juan. Second week, more advanced, and we had to be a table, be a sports car, ice cream cone. Mr. Carter, he would say, very good, except Morales. Try Morales all alone. And I dug right down to the bottom of my soul to see how an ice cream felt. Yes, I dug right down to the bottom of my soul, and I tried.
The Sound of Music was inspired by the 1949 book, The Story of the Trapp Family Singers, by the real Maria von Trapp. Sadly, Maria made very little money from either the movie or musical, as she'd sold the rights several years earlier for $9,000. She may not have made much money from it, but she was a fan of the film, and even had a cameo in it, walking with her granddaughter past a stone archway while Julie Andrews sang I Have Confidence.
The movie was a huge hit, surpassing Gone with the Wind as the highest-grossing film of all time, and broke box office records in 29 countries. Producers considered Doris Day for Julie Andrews' role. Mia Farrow and Richard Dreyfuss auditioned for the Von Trapp children, and Bing Crosby was initially in the running for Captain Georg.
While filming, not everything went as planned. Charmian Carr, who played Liesel, slipped and fell through a window in the gazebo while filming the 16 going on 17 scene.
Kim Karath, who played Gretel, nearly drowned while filming the scene in which the rowboat capsized. Julie Andrews was supposed to catch her as the boat tipped over. Kim sank to the bottom of the murky water, and a crew member had to dive in after her.
Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer couldn't stop laughing during the romantic something good scene in the gazebo because the lights above them made rude noises and caused Andrews to giggle. Julie Andrews recalls Christopher would be looking me into the eyes and saying, "Oh, Maria, I love you." And there'd be this awful raspberry sound coming from the lights above us. Finally, director Robert Weiss turned the lights off and filmed the famous scene in silhouette.
Perhaps I had a wicked childhood. Perhaps I had a miserable youth. But somewhere in my wicked, miserable past, there must have been a moment of truth.
Here you are standing there loving me, whether or not you should. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. Perhaps I had a wicked childhood. Perhaps I had a miserable youth. But somewhere in my wicked, miserable past, there must have been a moment of truth.
For here you are standing there loving me.
Whether or not you should. Somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. Nothing comes from nothing, nothing ever could. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good.
Award-winning composer Marvin Hamlich wrote the score for A Chorus Line, and Edward Kleban wrote the lyrics. Hamlich said the collaboration was the most exciting one of his career. There were very few disagreements with one exception. Joseph Papp, the producer, and Edward Kleban disliked the song What I Did for Love.
Cleveland disliked it so much, he put a note in his will that requested it not be performed at his funeral. He also fought to have it removed from the show. Hamlish wanted a hit song, and Michael Bennett knew it was a tearjerker. The song became one of Broadway's biggest hits.
If today were the last day you could dance, what would you do?
Kiss today goodbye. The sweetness and the sorrow. Wish me luck the same to you. And I can't regret what I did for love, what I did for my eyes are dry. The gift was ours to borrow. It's as if we always and I won't forget what I did for love, what I did Love is never gone as we travel on. Love's what we'll remember. Kiss today goodbye and point me toward tomorrow. We did what we had to do. Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love. What I did for love. What I did
While The Sound of Music is considered one of the greatest musicals of all times, the writers took quite a few liberties retelling the story of the Von Trapps. In the movie, the Von Trapps escaped the Nazis by crossing over the mountains into Switzerland. However, in real life, the Von Trapps took a train to Italy.
And there were 10 Von Trapp children, not 7. The real Maria Von Trapp left the convent to tutor one child, not all of them. Nevertheless, the show is inspirational with exuberant and memorable songs, including Climb Every Mountain, which has been covered by everyone from Tony Bennett to Christina Aguilera.
One of the original endings for a chorus line involves bringing audience members on stage to perform to show them just how much a great chorus can do to make anyone look great. Any volunteers? No? Well, lucky for you, the idea was scrapped and one became a show-stopping finale.
Before we conclude our program, we tip our hats to you for supporting two very special charities, the People's Pantry and David's Dream and Believe Cancer Foundation. Thank you for joining us and celebrating two of the greatest musicals of all time. Happy
holidays, everyone.
Singular sensation, every little step she takes. One thrilling combination, every move that she makes. One smile and suddenly nobody else will do. You know you'll never be lonely with you. Moments in her presence, and you can't forget the rest. For the girl who second best tonight, son. Ooh, son, give me your attention too. I really have to mention she's the one. She walks into our room and you know she's uncommonly rare. Hair, poetic and chic. She walks into our room and you know